Presidential candidate Senator Kamala Harris. Now, we know this woman has the worst record of all the presidential candidates when it comes to keeping people locked up in jail when a federal judge says it's unconstitutional to have that many people locked up in jail, let them free. And then this same woman said at the time period, I can't let those people go because what about the prison labor? That's what this woman stated. Just one of the many things. What about how she was bringing in a bunch of black mothers and getting them criminally charged for truancy issues? But yet she's the same woman that says, I love Converse. I like Cardi B. I went to Howard. You know, that woman that wants to insult black intelligence, and that you have these boule Negroes that's trying to tell us to be quiet. They are telling us that if you identify as a American, which you are by nationality, you are a descendant of a slave, which you are in this land. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not an immigrant at all, Angela Rye, in which I was very disappointed to hear Angela Rye say that comment. And then she got indignant in the next video. See, the thing is with Angela, I interviewed Angela's father on this show.
They have us under the white man's foot. We will never attain equality in this country because of the fact right now with the existing program, why are we just doing 1/20th or 1/100th or 1%?
You could easily find it, type in Eddie Rye. I interviewed her father. Her father's a good man, solid brother. And I was just totally disappointed to hear Angela talking like that, but maybe she got tied in. She's not like her father on some things. But they all want Kamala Harris. Also, you know, roly-poly, he wants Kamala Harris as well, no matter what her record is. Now, she want to lead the charge against trying to destroy another black man, which is her record. That's no different than what she's doing before, right? Now, we had Governor Ralph Northam got caught out of Virginia in his yearbook with blackface and a KKK robe on his yearbook photos, right? The little page is dedicated to him. Erupted in scandal. Many people want him gone. Everything was focused on Governor Northam. They were saying that, well, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, if he resigns, he'll be the next one in line. So all this attention on Governor Northam. Now, anyone who understands racism and white supremacy knows that they got to find something on the black man to deflect. So what did they do? All of a sudden, a woman shows up out of the blue saying that Justin Fairfax forced me to have oral sex in a hotel room back in 2004. So then that came up. The brother said, hey, I had nothing to do with that. That woman lied on me. If you don't hear no police report, nothing was filed, no rape kit, no nothing at all. It's happened, what, 15 years ago? Okay. It was not even looked into when it came up before while he was running for lieutenant governor. Fine. Now, Kamala Harris comes out and say, oh, yeah, we need to demand. She's demanding a probe of these allegations, demanding it. This man was never charged with a crime. Rest assured. And see, all men need to pay attention to this. You're not charged with a crime. The prosecutor didn't come after you. Nobody came after you. A woman just pops up 15 years later saying you did something. It's no evidence. You haven't had your day in court to defend yourself. Just off of what she says, and now just for what she say, you should lose your job. You should lose everything with no proof, no way of defending yourself. Now, news story come out. Another woman from 2000 come out and says, oh, Justin Fairfax raped me at Duke University. And you didn't go to Duke University police? Why was this man not charged? Why was this man not put in jail? Where's the rape kit at? If this man raped you back in 2000. And what did she say with that situation? She just wanted him to resign through a lawyer. Not anything about criminal charges. She just wants him to resign. See, what they did to Bill Cosby, that is the precedent. Stack up a bunch of women making accusations if he did one little thing, let's get him on that and get him locked up. See, y'all don't understand. Let me talk to especially white men for a minute. You saw what happened to Kavanaugh? Because they got away with that with Cosby, they're going to do it to you too. Always understand something. They try everything on the black man first, and everybody's cool with the abuse of the black man and the harm of the black man and even the murder of the black man. People will justify that. But if they're doing it to us, the day will come when they're going to start doing the same thing to you. If you're smart enough to open your eyes. Now, Kamala Harris doesn't identify with black people at all. So it doesn't bother her to do a thing to black people. This is why she called out this probe, okay? Now, she stated that the woman, the first one, is very credible. How is she credible? Where is her police report? Where is the charges? That's my thing. That's what my credibility say, okay, let's look into that. Let's look at the evidence. I thought that we lived in a country that said innocent to proven guilty. I thought so. Justin Fairfax is an attorney. I know he knows better than that, right? So they say that she's the strongest person to support the woman that came out, the first one, against Justin Fairfax. She said, I think there should be an investigation to determine what happened. What you mean, what happened? Isn't that the police job? This woman is doing exactly what they always done to black men. Use some sort of sex to try to destroy black men. How many black men have been accused of raping a Caucasian female and they've lost their lives? No evidence of it at all. Doing this mess that you see today is a repeat of that all over again. No evidence, no nothing, but this brother should lose his position. Now, this woman, talking about Kamala Harris, said that certainly her letter reads, it's quite detailed and suggests that there's credibility there, but there needs to be an investigation to determine exactly everything that happened. You know, they got people that's great at descriptive writing. You know that? People write books all the time and very descriptive on made up stories. They do it all the time. So just because this woman's not silly, she is a doctor. Her name is Dr. Vanessa Tyson. I mean, I was assumed she has some sort of intelligence. But come on. I mean, when I read her story, I say, this is me, listening to it. And I'm like, hold on, y'all in a hotel room, y'all kissing, and all of a sudden you don't know how your head got to a certain spot. You don't even know, according to you, and you couldn't move. And you didn't report it to the police. I'm just saying, why nobody asked that? That's a simple question. Why isn't it reported to the police? And this is my issue with it. There's a lot of real victims out here of sexual assault. That's what's pissing me off. And they are not going to be believed because you see these people using this to destroy people's character or using this to try to get people out of positions. When you say someone is sexually assaulted, that is to be taken seriously. But immediately when something like that, a crime happens, you need to report it so the person can get caught, so the person can go to jail. It's just that simple. You can't come up 15 and 20 years later and say, oh, this person sexually assaulted me. You're like, what are you talking about? That's just kind of where it's at. And it's not defending people who do wrong. It's the fact is, it is not right, even according to the way the country's supposed to work. Innocent to proven guilty. But y'all coming at people and just say, oh, yeah, this one person said it, or these few people said it about you is true. And we just need to go ahead on and come after you for it. And you wonder why a lot of black folks is upset and don't want to deal with the Democratic Party. Now you understand why. Because they're the one that leading the charge on this. Men, especially as black men, must really speak up against this because we have been the victims of people just saying that we've done something and we've been hanging from trees. So you hear me being real passionate about this particular topic. When I hear a man just accused with no evidence, yes, I know exactly where that can go for black men. So yes, I'm going to speak up. No other race of man in this country can know how that feels based on historical references like black men. Accusing someone of saying, so if a man has sex with a woman, consensual sex with a woman, she can come back later and say, oh, well, I didn't like the one thing he did, so that he raped me. And if that's the case, then why didn't you report it? That's all I'm saying. Report the sexual assault. Report, report, report. That's what anybody would say. I'm a father of 3 daughters. So no way, shape, or form would I support sexual assault, rape, or anything else toward a woman, a girl, a boy, a man, whoever. No one supports that. But at the same time, we cannot sit up here and hear people come up 15 to 20 years later and say you did something to me, and all you're trying to do is get them removed from a political position. You're not even trying to look at no kind of prosecution. You just want to get them out of a political position. That's it. If this man was just a regular Joe and he wasn't in politics or anything, you wouldn't even say a word about this guy. You wouldn't probably even thought about him. That's why I always say, how much you getting paid? Because at the end of the day, we know people do this all the time. You know, I know people don't like that show, but I've seen it. What's that show, Scandal? And how they would pay certain people to come up with certain news stories, do certain things to get a politician out of a problem or to smear someone. You know good and well that happens. It's not just a show. It was interesting to see that. But you know, like you say, Hollywood is art imitating life, because politics is a very, very dirty game. But as men, especially black men, we have been the victims of terrorism with just accusations. But leave me a comment there, know what you think about this particular video. But once again, Kamala Harris has proven, especially the black men, she is not the candidate for none of us to vote for. Like I said, I'm not voting for her at all, just based on her record and just even the current things she's doing now. I mean, and she's the establishment's candidate, actually, you know, so as long as she's harming us, and hey, she's the right person for them. But we as, you know, black people have to look at this and say, you know, no. We can't be sitting up here trying to destroy a family. This man got a wife and 2 children, and you're just trying to destroy him for what? To take focus off of Northam?